Hello, am I alive? I'm alive. I'm alive. Hello, everybody. It's Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman. And we are going to do our Monday mini medicine card readings. So, let's see. I am a little behind the times. So I'm still setting up. Let's see here. I am going to... If I had been smart, I probably would have got everything set up earlier, but I didn't. But that is okay. All right. Let's see here. Welcome and come on in. If you are new here, the way this works is the first 6 people to comment yes get a 1-card reading. And so we've got Joe and Roulette and Deb already. So come on in, make yourself at home. I am going to light a candle and light some sage. And smudge my cards to give other people a chance to realize that we are on. And again, my one ask of you is, if you're watching this, to please share this video. You can share it to your wall or your page. Oh, that feels good. Yeah. Smudge it up. Oh, hey, Tammy. Awesome. Valerie, I got you on standby. Thank you. So, oh, I needed that smudge. All right, so had kind of a week off. So, but it's good to be back. I'm so glad to be back. And I'm a little sleepy because I just woke up from a nap. So, give me a minute to wake up and everything will be great. All right. So, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for giving me a week off last week. There's just so much going on. I went back to Minnesota to visit my family for a second Christmas. Gotta smudge that bad right out of my hair. Da, 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 da. That's funny. All right. Okay, awesome. So, Joe, you are up first this week. All right, let's shuffle them up and all right, Joe. Joe, you got Coyote reversed. Again, Coyote is the trickster. And in reverse, it's kind of that Wile E. Coyote falling into his own trap, tripping over his own tail. So the question I have for you is what are you taking too seriously? What part of your life have you forgotten is just a dream, just a production? So it's like there's something, it's like with Coyote in Reverse, it reminds me of, there was a quote, and I don't remember who said it, but it was something about like most people pray to God when their cages are getting rattled, not realizing it's God that's doing the rattling. So it's kind of like the devil card in the tarot, where there's something that seems bigger than it is. There's something that is very threatening, and you feel trapped, you feel held down, you feel chained up or something. But either the chain isn't connected to anything, or you have the key. When Coyote comes along, it's kind of, especially in reverse, it's kind of like stop taking things too seriously. Like one of my favorite quotes from Oscar Wilde about, life is too important to be taken seriously. And so there might be something that's just really digging at you that just feels it's impinging on you. You feel trapped. You feel like there's no way out. But Trickster doesn't come along to trap you. Trickster comes along to help you realize that you have the keys to the enclosure. That you are the true trickster, and that you are an infinite, eternal, divine being. And there is nothing that can truly trap you or imprison you. And so if there is anything that it feels like it's holding you back, or that you're trapped, or there's no hope, no way to get out, it is a momentary, temporary perception. And the only thing that needs to change is your mind. In fact, it's probably time to get out of the mind and back into the heart, to see whatever the situation is, to see it from a place of wholeness, and to laugh like, how the hell could I ever have thought this was real? How could I have thought this was true? Right? It's so obvious that I am a divine being of love and light. Love, light, and joy are my default setting. It's my essence of who I am. What can possibly hold that back? What can possibly imprison that? So this week, find excuses to laugh. Go out of your way to find silly videos, funny shows, joke books, whatever. Because when you laugh, I just saw a meme about someone saying, I love to make you laugh because when you laugh, you are the furthest away from what troubles you. When you laugh, your entire body shifts. Your entire energy shifts. Hi, Cheryl. Awesome. You are on the list. 3, 4, 5, 6. Alrighty. So there's actually I don't know. I don't know if there are. My first impulse would be to check on YouTube, because I know there are meditations which consist of just laughter. Awesome. Laugh. There's a meditation form that is just pure laughter, and I would guess that I haven't looked it up, but I would guess that there's somebody has to have posted YouTube video with the laughing meditation kind of thing, because it cleanses everything. It clears your energy. It clears your even down to your cellular level. It heals. It really is the best medicine. So laugh. It's time to laugh. To let go of the serious solemnity of your life and remember that it's all a game. Okay? All right. I hope that is helpful. And Roulette, you are next. Oh my gosh. Oh. I think I just got home the other day from traveling, and I think I am still tired from that. All right. Roulette. You got skunk in reverse. So, skunk is about reputation. Skunk, I'm wintering. That's true, Tammy. Especially just coming from Minnesota, where the snow is like this deep. Yeah, I think I'm going into hibernation mode. Roulette, skunk in reverse is... Excuse me, I apologize. Should have a nap, have a live video. Hey everyone, let's take a nap, and just nap on video. So Roulette, skunk is about reputation. It's really about congruence and owning your energy, being owning your own issues. And in reverse, it can be kind of a looking outside of yourself for the source of what is bothering you. In a way, it's kind of hand in hand with Joe's, actually. Trickster in reverse, Coyote in reverse is like this need to stop taking things so seriously. And skunk in reverse is the need to recenter, to reclaim your power, to stop looking at, if this person hadn't done that, or I wish that person hadn't said that, and coming back into your own power to say, again, like I like to talk about the whole, Einstein saying the greatest decision you'll ever make is if you live in a friendly universe or a hostile one. The skunk in reverse kind of sees the universe as hostile and is constantly spraying, constantly feeling threatened from outside. And though he can defend himself, if he's constantly spraying, he's constantly depleting his resources. So this is a time, just like the black and the white of skunk, It's a time of discernment. Right now, things are probably all mixed up and shades of gray and not sure what's up or what's yours and what's other people's. So right now is a time to pull back. You need to regroup. It's time to focus inward rather than outward. Know that you are safe. Know that you are the center of your reality, that there is no one and nothing in the universe that is more powerful than you. That there is nothing that anyone can say or do that will threaten who and what you are. Okay? And so it's time to regroup. It's time to recenter. It's time to let the dark and the light, or the masculine and feminine, however you want to look at that, to come better into focus so that you can see. And this isn't like, it's not like, stop blaming others. You're the one who, it's not about blaming yourself either. It's not about self-criticism. It's about coming back to your innocence and realizing that in a friendly universe, everything that happens has a purpose. And, and from another perspective of that, even if the universe is meaningless, even if there is no purpose to the universe, you have the power to give purpose to whatever happens. Whatever happens to you, you can either decide to let it plow you under or to use it as an excuse to rise. Okay? You are the one that gives meaning to what happens to you. You are the one that gives purpose to your life. You are the purpose of your life. There is no outside purpose. Everyone's always chasing around looking for, what's my purpose? What's my mission? You are your mission. You are your purpose. And the greatest gift you can ever give the universe, that you can ever give the world, is yourself. And so claiming your own energy, calling back your power, and there are so many ways of doing that. Even just sitting in like, I have a friend who told me one time that it was like when I was in the thralls of a narcissistic relationship, she's like, all you need to do is 5 words. Was it 5 words? Yes, 5 words. I call back my power. I call back my power. I call back my energy from anyone I have given it to, from anyone who has taken it without permission. I call back my energy in this moment. I am whole. I am complete. I am powerful. I am divine. Okay? Because you are, it's funny, like I go through these periods where I just find myself going back to basics. And so I've been listening to a lot of Louise L. Hay lately, and the whole thing about affirmations. And, when you say affirmations, at first it might feel like you're lying, like it's not true. But it is true. You are divine. You might not feel that. You might not feel powerful. But the affirmation that it's your nature. Divinity is your nature. Light, love, and joy is your nature. And so when you affirm that I am powerful, I am divine, even if you don't feel it, just saying it and repeating it affirms the truth that's already there, right? When you're manifesting something, you know, and you're putting out to the universe what you want, even though you can't see it or touch it yet, you can still bring in the feeling of what it will feel like when whatever that is arrives, right? You can feel that relief. Okay, finally it's here. You can feel that without the evidence of that thing. And it's the same thing, not just with objects, but within, like with creating our own confidence, our own courage, or whatever, like helping us to become more of who we truly are. And so when you say, I am courageous, I am confident, you're not lying. It is true. And you're calling forth that part of you that is already that. Because if you're not feeling powerful, it's because you know the difference between feeling powerful and not feeling powerful. So to say that I am powerful, you are claiming that part. You already know what powerful is. If you weren't powerful, you wouldn't know the difference. You would feel complacent. You would feel content in that feeling of powerlessness, right? But the powerlessness hurts. It's disruptive. It doesn't feel good. You know there's something wrong. And that proves that it's because you are powerful. And so to keep claiming your power, to keep saying, I am powerful. I am a child of the divine. I am the co-creator of my reality. You are calling forth that because, I'm saying that and I am feeling like these waves of energy. And when you say those things and you feel that rise, that is the universe reflecting that truth back to you. Those are like people, like one of my teachers used to call those truth bumps instead of goosebumps, truth bumps. So when you say those things and it feels right, it resonates in your heart, that is your sign that it is true. And it is inevitable for you to reclaim that, okay? Okay, you read. Perfect. Perfect. You can. Thanks, Tammy. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. It's all about the mental, it's all about how you approach. It's like the difference between responding and reacting. It's kind of like, okay, this happened. How do I move forward to the best of my ability? How do I move forward in love from this point on, right? How do I use this? Awesome. So good job. Good job, Roulette. All right, Deb, you are next. It's funny, a lot of times like tonight, I get up, I wake up from a nap like minutes before I'm supposed to go live. And I'm just going, oh, I'm not sure. It's like, oh my God, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to make sense? And then I get into the flow of it. And so it's like, chink, chink, and everything clicks in. So, all right, Deb. Deb, you're got prairie dog upright. So prairie dog is about retreat. Prairie dog is And I think we've talked about this before. So this shows to me, it kind of validates that you have been doing your work, that you've been doing what you need to, retreating, pulling back, like rather than just being go, go, go. It's like it's that inhale before you can exhale, right? And so prairie dog is that inhale, because they in the vast prairie dog towns, you know, they're very community oriented, and they always have chambers for the individual prairie dogs to go to hang out by themselves. It's kind of like they realize that, you know, to be the best citizen of the community, that you need to be the best individual that you can be. And so they allow that space for the individual prairie dogs to go to just to pull back from the community, to feel what it feels like to be in their energy alone without the influence of anyone else, so that they can recharge, so they can get that baseline feel of what their energy feels like, so that when they do come forth to re-emerge into community, they can be a more, what's the word I'm looking for? A more, I don't want to say useful as in the way of like being used, but you can contribute more to the community if you are whole in yourself. And so you have been doing that. And I have noticed you kind of, I noticed, for those who don't know, Deb, what is your Winter Fox, right? Sage Winter Fox. Winter Fox Awakenings. Deb is an amazing tarot reader, for those who don't know, and I've noticed you posting more videos, not just the card a day thing, but the videos. And so it's kind of like that, giving yourself that space so that you're comfortable enough to kind of peek out of the hole, say hi, and then you can go back in if you need to, right? And the other thing about prairie dog I like to mention, and you know this already, but in case there's someone else, like I like to cover all bases, because if there's anyone else watching this who doesn't get, you know, a personal reading, if I say something, if I cover the full base of one of the animals, that it might prick the ears of someone else that needs to hear a little extra. And so the other thing about prairie dog is they're very playful. Awesome. You're hanging out your private chamber, your retreat. Prairie dogs are very playful and kind of happy-go-lucky, because they always have a sentinel whose job it is to keep watch, to scan the skies and the horizon for predators, for birds of prey, for coyotes or cougars. And so because it's someone's dedicated job to do that, the rest of the prairie dog town, you're taking lessons from me to get brave enough to do videos. That's awesome. Thank you. And so because it's somebody's dedicated job to watch for predators, to watch for threats, the other prairie dogs can take that off their shoulders. They don't have to be hyper vigilant and worry about something coming out of the blue they can relax and go about their job. They can go about their job of playing, of having fun. We went back to Devil's Tower a year ago, September, and there's a spot where you can actually walk out among the prairie dog mounds and the prairie dog towns. And they are so funny. They're so funny. And they're just like klump klump. They're not the most graceful animal in the world, but they flaunt it. They enjoy it. They wrestle. They chase each other. They laugh, because they don't have to be hypervigilant. They know that they are safe. So prairie dog, that's part of where that courage comes from, to be able to emerge, because you know you're already watched out for, that you're not alone, that there's always someone watching out for you. You know, whether it's a physical, people that check in on you, or your guides or angels, ancestors, you are never alone. There is always someone there with you, watching you, helping you. And that's where, courage comes from as well, that knowing you're not alone. The friendly universe, right? If it's a friendly universe, what's there that can harm you anyway, right? So, good job, Deb. And thank you for posting the videos. Thank you for coming out of the shell for a little bit. Because you are an amazing reader. I just adore you. So, thank you. All right, Tammy. Let's see who's gonna come and hang out with Tammy this week. All right, Tammy. You got Whale in reverse. So, Whale is the record keeper. I know you write. Have you been letting up on your writing, on journaling or anything? Because a lot of times when Whale comes up, okay, what I'm getting, from Whale is that how do I say this? There's deeper depths for you to explore, okay? And that's not to say, everything you've been doing up to this point is just surface stuff. It's just shallow and whatever. That is not what I'm saying. But Whale coming up in reverse, Whale is kind of telling me that it's time for a little more of a deeper dive into your history, into your story, that it's time for things to be expressed more. And in reverse, I've talked about Whale before, and like that star there is serious. We're being really serious now. Take this seriously. This is the dog star Sirius. which is the brightest star in the night sky. And according to myth, that is where Whale originated. And so Whale always knows where home is. Whale always has his bearings. And so in reverse, it kind of alludes to maybe that you're feeling a little bit lost at the moment. Like everything was going fine, and all of a sudden it's kind of like just losing your bearings. The image I'm getting is from that, I don't remember which one it is. If it's the second or the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie, where they're on the boat, they're on the ship, and they keep going back and forth because they have to get the ship to flip, and because it's like piercing that veil of reality, like once they get the ship to flip, all of a sudden, why is the rum always gone? No, the water goes and they find themselves in this world rather than the underworld or whatever, wherever Jack Sparrow was. And so it's kind of like there's something that needs to flip. Things feel, it's not that they don't feel real, but there's another dimension waiting to be opened. There's a depth to be plumbed. It's kind of like oh crap, what is it's so funny. Paul, crap, what's his name? The comedian, he used to be on that show Mad About You. Paul Reiser. He wrote a book called Couplehood, and it was a really good book, and it was hilarious. But one of the parts that he wrote was about the feeling when it's this warm, sunny day, and you're coming out of the water. You've been swimming, you're coming out of the water, you're emerging from the lake or the ocean, and the sun is glistening and everything is perfect. You're like, oh my God, this is the most perfect moment in my life. And all of a sudden, the water drains out of your ear, and that little pop, and things become even better than perfect. It's like you think things are okay the way they are, and all of a sudden something else shifts, and it's like someone opened a door you didn't even know was there. There's like a whole nother room to the mansion, right? You do want to go there. Your comment, like, you want me to go where? You are pushing back your boundaries. You are outgrowing your old reality. And it is scary. It's like this door opens up. It's like, oh my God, what's there waiting for me? Kind of like what I was just saying with Prairie Dog, right? It's like, oh my God. But I think I've mentioned this before. I remember I was in a meditation class years and years ago, and the teacher was doing this guided meditation where we were writing sea turtles. We all had our own sea turtles, and we were writing them out. It was awesome. And then she said, now your turtles are turning around. They're bringing you back to shore. Well, instead of doing that, my turtle dove. And it's getting darker and colder, and I'm freaking out, right? Because it's like there's one thing. I think I must have died on a ship someplace, because it's like the depths of the ocean, like going into that deep, dark blackness freaks me out. And so we're going down, and the light, we're like spiraling down into the depths of the ocean. And it's getting darker and darker, and I'm freaking out. And all of a sudden I heard the voice of Goddess. And she said, "What could possibly be here that isn't me?" There is nothing to fear. And even if you are afraid, the fear is the seed of courage. You can't have courage without fear. And so, like I was saying earlier too, to Roulette about, you're the one who gives purpose and meaning to whatever happens. And you can either use it to, it's like, use the fear to stay where you are, and there's no judgment. There's no you have to do this, right? But if the fear is there to journey to that place, that's kind of a hint that that's where you need to go. And so utilizing that fear, like, okay, screw you, fear. I'm going to gather that fear. I feel it, I embrace it, I face it, and I'm going to turn that energy into excitement and to Valhalla, right? There's nothing to be feared in the dark. The only thing there is you. The only thing you have to lose if you don't go is you. It's a deeper knowledge of who you are, the deeper sense of who you are, and your bearings of who you are, right? So don't be afraid. You're not alone. I feel like you're tap dancing on thin ice. There's a movie that I love. It's called Men with Brooms, and it's about curling. My phone keeps sliding. Okay, I'll move. And one of the things they keep saying is, when you're on thin ice, you might as well dance. It's like we're afraid of falling, but it's that layer of ice that is keeping us from our deeper self, right? And like Kyle Cease always talks about, we see ourselves as individuals in the sea of beingness, right? We're like ice cubes in the sea of water. And we're so afraid of melting because we're afraid of losing ourselves. But we're water. Water is our essence. Melting into that sea is exactly what we're meant to do. It's who we are, right? So don't be afraid to melt the ice, because you're just returning home. And I'm not talking like going home as in, passing over, crossing the veil, dying or whatever. I'm talking about going home in your heart. Your heart knows who you are. The fear is in your brain, in your mind. But it's your heart that is drawing you forward. So don't be afraid. You've got this. If anyone can do this, you can do this. Seriously. There is you. I haven't known you that long, but I do know about you that there is nothing that can hold you back. So don't let the fear hold you back either. Dance on the thin ice, break through the ice, and find yourself. All right? Awesome. I hope that is helpful. All right, Valerie. I always kind of try to finish within an hour. Kind of my hope is like, okay, if I finish in an hour, then I can post this video to Instagram and show other people what I do. But I tend to talk too long, or we go over an hour, and it's like, okay, well, I help people. My job is done. But it looks like we might actually finish within an hour. So if you're watching this on Instagram, you know. All right. Valerie. Valerie. You got the lizard. So keep following the dreams. I know you and I were just talking today about vision boards, right? Dreams. You are the dreamer. And again, kind of with the theme of all the other cards tonight. You are the dreamer. Your life is your dream. You are the dreamer. And so, what could you possibly dream of that is more powerful than you? What, like a month or two ago. Oh, hey, Nadia. You made a vision board too? Awesome. Yeah, we're going to be doing a couple too. And if you can dream it, you can see it. You are the dreamer. You are the one who instigates the dreams, who creates what you find in the world. Maybe not necessarily exactly how you visualize it, but the essence of what you dream, the feeling of it is what you find. And so there is nothing that is beyond you. We have a tendency to let the outer world control our thinking, our thoughts. We think that the outside world is reality, and so we adapt our thoughts to fit that outside reality. But that outside reality is the dream. And you are free. Your power and your freedom is your imagination. That is one of our truest, biggest, most powerful superpowers, right? Because you can be on a snowy, cold winter day and you can feel in your imagination exactly what it feels like to stick your toes in the sand on a beach in Hawaii, right? Our imagination is not dependent upon what is around us. That is our creative spark. That is, that is our power of creativity. And even like in the Bible, when it talks about, God created humans in his image, it wasn't so much the image of humanity, the physical appearance, but as creators. God is the creator, right? We are all created in God's image as creators. And there's so many tangents I can go off on, and ancient aliens and different things like that. But the main thing here is that start to flex that muscle of imagination. Practice imagining what you want and how it will feel, what it might look like. Again, like what I was just, it's so funny how these cards are like kind of bleeding into each other. But just like I just told Tammy, don't let the fear, don't let the appearances of the world or what you think has to happen. We might be living in a Newtonian world, but you can live there from a quantum ideal. The appearance of the world is Newtonian. A plus B equals C. An object in motion remains in motion, blah, blah, blah. but you are not Newtonian. You are not an accident that just happened because some chain reaction started eons ago. You are here with a purpose. You are here, you are a spark of creation. You are a spark of creativity. And the fact that you can imagine something beyond what you're experiencing proves that. And when you start to trust that your thoughts become things, then it's like not letting the fear of the outside world or the rules and expectations of, Newtonian physics hold you back, because you have the power inside of you to change all of that. You have the power to be happy when everyone else is sad. You have the power. And that, as an artist, as a cartoonist, I was never content just drawing what I found around me. If it didn't have dinosaurs in it, then I didn't like it. I was like, everything I drew had dinosaurs or Tarzan or different things like that. Because when you can visualize those things and see those things in your mind, why wouldn't you want to bring them to life by drawing them, bring them into physical reality, right? I was never content with drawing just what was around me. I still did, and especially, in college and stuff, when we had, I've got a degree in fine arts, and so I did my share of still lifes and life drawing and stuff like that, which I still love. But there's something about seeing beyond the veil, seeing the possibilities beyond what you see. And you don't have to accept the parameters of Newtonian physics. Don't let it trap you. You are a quantum creature, a quantum creator. Every moment is a new moment of creation. And you can literally create anything you can dream of. Okay? So there. And so also, okay, I already folded him back into the deck, but remember that the biggest part of creation, the biggest portion of creation is done in the unseen realms. It's not about, toting that barge and, powerlifting and blood, sweat, and tears. It's about, in some ways, it's harder to shift that mindset of you get what you see kind of thing, right? And Lizard, who lays there in the sun all day dreaming, he's dreaming, he's creating, he's not just sleeping. And so embrace that creative, it's not just whimsical daydreaming, it's productive. Dreaming is productive. You might think other people might see you and think you're lazy, may think you're not doing anything. And then when you get that windfall of $1,000, where the hell did that come from? And you're like, I dreamt it. Duh. I knew it was coming. I didn't have to do anything, right? So trust the trust your quantum reality. Trust the light and the divine spark within you that is naturally creative. We are meant to create. We're not meant to react to the world. We're in the process of recreating a whole new world. I hope that helps. All right. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Sarah. Oh my God, Sarah. It's so good to see you. I just got back from Minnesota. Minnesota. I was in the same time zone as you. Now I'm back. I came back from the future. So, all right, Cheryl, you are next. All right, last one. All right. Oh, it was $100,000 you just dreamt about, Valerie. Keep adding those zeros. All right. So, Cheryl, you got Weasel. And Weasel is the fact that he's upright tells me that you have been trusting your inner knowingness. It's like Weasel is really about intuition. It's about knowing the things that you're not supposed to know, right? Like reading, like you walk past someone on the street and you know exactly what's happening with them, or you get a thought of someone and boom, they call on the phone. And so this is a thumbs up from the universe of validation that you are doing a good job, that things are coming into balance. Like I was just talking about the unseen and the seen realms. It's like for you, things are coming into balance. Or if they're not right now, they're in the process of finding that balance, of trusting your heart, of knowing that when your heart guides you in a certain direction, that there will be something in that direction for you, that it's not a waste of time, or that it's not this just, it's not a coincidence. You're starting to see the synchronicities and how everything works together. Sometimes when the cards come up upright, it's harder to do a reading because I don't have as much to... It's like, okay, you want to do this and you want to do that or whatever, but it's like, okay, and what I've just got from Weasel is, this kind of fits with what I was saying to Tammy too, but it's like you're squeezing in to those little places that other people can't go. You're gaining the courage to be able to go deeper than most people do, to dig in and to like not feel closed in by like small places. It's like you're able to kind of spelunk into thoughts and beliefs, into situations, and find the buried treasure that's there. It's that sense of, and it's that, so weasels have this really high metabolism. And so they are constantly in motion. And like I've said this before, but I remember one time we were at the zoo and we were watching the weasel, and I swear within 5 minutes he had covered every square inch of that enclosure. So the idea of weasel medicine is that they know everything that's going on around them. They're into everything. Even if you didn't see them because they're so quick, it's like they know exactly what's going on. And because of that high metabolism, they're always hungry. And what I feel from you is that hunger to know, that hunger to dive deep, to dig below the surface, to get in there, to get into those small crevices and everything. And it's that hunger to know. It's a very balanced hunger. It's almost like the knowledge is what feeds you. New experiences, adventure, that is what feeds your spirit. And so it continues to bring you into new places that you've never been, places that other people can't fit in the crevices and the rocks and the, and burrowing into the earth. So it's letting that hunger draw you forward rather than letting it eat you up, if that makes sense. So good job, Cheryl. Good job. Keep eating. Don't know, and own your space. Awesome. You've been spelunking into some really deep stuff. Awesome. And own your space. Know that wherever you are, you belong. Don't let anyone ever tell you you can't go there, right? If you are someplace, own your space, wherever you are. Because if you weren't meant to be there, you wouldn't be there. And there is no knowledge that is kept from you. You can know everything. It is hard sometimes, but you're doing it. Let this be your validation, And when it gets hard, call. When I do these readings, this isn't just a symbolic, metaphorical thing. These animal spirits are here to be called upon. So when you're having a hard time, when it feels like there's barriers or things keeping you back, call on Weasel. Ask Weasel to help you squeeze into those places. And another part of Weasel is the fact that they're so fast that they're in and out before someone knows it. It's like you can be in, check things out, and be gone. You don't need to ask permission. It's like you're there and gone before anyone knows you were there. And so there's no one that can reprimand you. You don't need to ask permission. But call on Weasel to help you when it does become hard sometimes. And for the rest of you too, whatever, if anything, even if it was a card that was somebody else's, but if it resonated with you or the message resonated with you and there's something you're facing, these animal spirits are here to be called upon to help us. They are our animal guides, our power animals. They bring us, they connect us at a deeper level to source energy. That's their job, and that's what they're here for. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to reach out. Say, I don't know how to do this, but he said that thing the other night, and so I think you're good at this, so will you help me to do that in my own life? Whatever it is, right? If you need help spelunking, call on Weasel. If you need help diving deep into the unknown, call on Whale. Call on Whale to guide you. See yourself riding on Whale's back as Whale takes you safely into the depths, whatever it is. This isn't about archetypes. This isn't about, obscure mental exercises. You absolutely, Amanda, you belong where you are. Own your space. There is no one who can tell you differently. There is no one who can tell you you don't belong here, because if you're there, that's where you are. You are the center of your reality. You are the creator of your reality. So if you are someplace, there is a purpose for you being there, no matter what anyone else says. And no one else can judge you. No one else knows what your story, what your path is. So no one else has the authority to tell you you don't belong. Okay? All right. Oofda. Well, we kind of broke that hour-long thing, but that's okay. I'm always curious. Sometimes I go for a whole another half hour, 45 minutes. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for your continuing support of me and what I do. I love being able to support you and have that return by supporting me, by watching these videos, by sharing these videos. We are each part of each other's realities. Exactly. Oh, love you too, Sarah. And Kat is doing really well. Thank you for asking. My sister, I didn't really say it, but my sister had a house fire while I was back in Minnesota, and she lost some of her pets, which was heartbreaking. But they have incredible friends. They are very resilient. Oh, right, I was supposed to pull a card for everyone. Okay, don't go yet. Don't go. Hold, please. I forgot. I always pull an extra card for people in case they didn't get a card to themselves. Let me do one. Sorry about that. All right. So, everybody, your card is alligator. So, you are integrating. Alligator lies just beneath the surface of the water with just her eyes above, and her eyes are on the side of her head, so she sees the entire panorama around her. She is the center of her reality. If you feel like you need to belong, call on alligator to show you the panorama. She knows exactly how this aspect of her life, say your work life, your social life, works with your family life, blah, blah, blah. She's not scattered. She knows exactly how all those pieces of the puzzle fit together to form her world. And so you are in the process right now of integrating. In the winter time, before spring comes, of putting all the pieces together, of realizing that the diversity of your talents, the diversity of your interests, the diversity of the people that you interact with is unique to you. And you are the glue, the bridge that holds those various diverse things together. If you weren't there, these other things may not connect at all. But because you are here in the world and you hold that beautiful space that you are, you connect things that otherwise wouldn't be. So you are a necessary link in the chain of reality. And you are important and you matter. Okay? You are precious. You do matter. The world, the universe wouldn't exist without you. So know that you are worthy. Know that you are the center of your reality. And that alligator is actually one of the best mothers in the animal kingdom. And, you know, she has been unchanged for millions and millions of years. She is so well adapted to her environment. She has stayed the same for millions of years. So she has this unbroken chain of divine earth goddess wisdom that comes to the surface. And so trust that wisdom that comes up. Trust that you are being held by the mother. You are being held by goddess. You are being protected and nourished. Alligator doesn't just protect her nest. She stirs the soil in her nest to make sure that the eggs get equal amounts of heat from the sun and coolness from the earth. She's a hands-on nurturer. So know that you are being held by the Earth Mother. You are being nurtured. You are being protected. You are safe. And so you can take that moment. And what is alligator but a giant lizard? We had lizard earlier, the dreamer. What do alligators do but sit on the bank of the river or float in the river and dream? So that is your card for anyone and everyone, whether you got an individual card or not. And so thank you again, all the things I said earlier when I was about to leave. Thank you for sticking with me. And thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing these videos. I'm here every Monday night, same bat time, same bat channel. Invite your friends. If you are interested, if you want a little bit of a deeper dive and you want like a personal full-blown reading, I am more than available for that. You can visit my website at perchingwolfstudios.net and you can check out, you can sign up for a reading right there. You can see the other shamanic services and healings and classes that I'm offering. And also, this is my day job, so if this moved you, if you feel so moved, I gratefully accept any donations you would like to make. My PayPal information will be in the information. When I post, I'm going to share this video to my Facebook page, and then I will also upload it to my Perching Wolf Studios YouTube channel, where there are dozens of more videos from the last 2 years, 2.5 to 3 years. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I love you, Sarah. One of my dearest and oldest friends. So feel free. I gratefully accept donations if you got something from tonight. And if not, that is fine too. I am supported by the universe. I am supported by my friends. I am supported from Creator. So thank you so very much. Wednesday nights, if you're interested, I also do a live video of the Sacred Pipe ceremony, giving kind of an hour or so of holding space, connecting to spirit through the ceremony of the Sacred Pipe. If that sounds interesting to you, you can find me right here Wednesday night at 7. And otherwise, I hope to see you next Monday. Invite your friends, and until I see you again, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, everyone, and go shining. All right, bye.